Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the stories that have shaped generations. Today, we re-unpacking a tale that is more than just a childhood story. It is a powerful lesson about trust, consequences, and the very fabric of human connection. We're talking about the classic fable of the boy who cried wolf. Imagine this, a young shepherd boy perched on a sunny hillside watching over a flock of fluffy, peaceful sheep. The day stretches out before him, long and uneventful. The birds are chirping, the sun is warm, and frankly, he's bored out of his mind. In a moment of mischievous impulse, he gets an idea. A terrible, brilliant idea. He takes a deep breath and shouts at the top of his lungs, "Wolf! Wolf! There's a wolf attacking the sheep!" Down in the village below, the hard-working villagers hear his desperate cries. Immediately, they drop their tools, abandon their chores, and race up the hill armed with pitchforks, axes, and anything they can find to fight off the predator and save the boy and his flock. They arrive, hearts pounding, adrenaline pumping, only to find nothing. Just the boy, laughing hysterically at the success of his prank. The sheep are grazing peacefully, and there's no wolf in sight. The villagers are not amused. They grumble, shake their heads, and trudge back down the hill, muttering about the boy's foolishness. You'd think he'd learn his lesson, right? But the thrill of the trick was too much fun. A few days later, the boredom creeps in again. So, what does he do? He does it again. Wolf, wolf. He screams, his voice echoing across the valley. And once again, the good-hearted villagers, thinking maybe this time it's real, rush to his aid. They find the same scene, the boy doubled over with laughter and no wolf. This time, their anger is more pronounced. They scold him sternly, warning him about the dangers of lying, but the boy just shrugs it off. This is where the story takes a turn, and where the real-world parallels become so clear. The boy's actions are creating a pattern. He's eroding the most valuable currency he has with his community, their trust. In our own lives, this happens all the time, maybe not with wolves, but with promises, commitments, and the simple act of telling the truth. Every little white lie, every broken promise, every exaggeration chips away at our credibility. Think about it. Have you ever known someone who constantly flakes on plans? Or a colleague who always overpromises and underdelivers? After a while, you start to take what they say with a grain of salt. You learn not to rely on them. Now, let's get back to our shepherd on the hill. The story continues. One quiet evening, as the sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the fields, something changes. Out from the edge of the woods, a real wolf appears. Its eyes gleam in the fading light, and it's not here to play. It's lean, hungry, and it's stalking toward the flock. The boy's blood runs cold. The prank is over. This is real, terrifying danger. He does the only thing he can think to do. He screams, louder than he ever has before. Wolf, wolf, help. There's a real wolf this time. Please, somebody help me. His voice is filled with genuine terror. But down in the village, the people hear his cries. They pause for a moment, look at each other, and then shake their heads. "Oh, it's just that boy again," one says. "Trying to fool us for a third time," says another. "He won't get us again. They've been burned twice before, and they're not falling for it again." They ignore his pleas and go back to their evening meals, convinced it's just another prank. Up on the hill, the boy is alone. He watches in horror as the wolf descends upon his flock, scattering the terrified sheep and causing chaos and destruction. His cries for help go unanswered, lost in the wind. The trust he so carelessly threw away is gone, and at the one moment he desperately needed it, it wasn't there. This story isn't just about a boy and a wolf. It's a profound allegory for the importance of honesty and integrity. The moral is crystal clear. If you consistently lie, people will stop believing you, even when you're telling the truth. Your words lose their power, their weight, their meaning. Trust, once shattered, is incredibly difficult to rebuild. It's like a broken mirror. You can try to piece it back together, but the cracks will always show. In today's world, this lesson is more relevant than ever. We're bombarded with information from all sides on social media, in the news, from people we interact with daily. The concept of crying wolf has expanded. It's the friend who constantly creates drama for attention. It's the brand that makes false claims about its products. It's the spread of misinformation that causes people to doubt credible sources. When the line between truth and fiction becomes blurry because of repeated falsehoods, we all lose. We become cynical. We stop trusting each other. And when a real crisis hits, a real wolf appears, the cries for help might fall on deaf ears. So, what's the takeaway for us? It's about building a reputation for reliability. It's about understanding that our words have consequences. Every time we speak, we are either building or eroding trust. Honesty isn't just about not telling lies, it's about being a person of your word. It's about creating a foundation of integrity so that when you truly need to be heard, when you truly need support, people will listen. They will know your words have value because you've proven it time and time again. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Be someone people can count on. Because unlike the boy in the story, we often don't get a third chance to be believed. Let's build a world where trust isn't a scarce resource, but the common ground we all stand on. Thanks so much for watching and for thinking about these timeless ideas with me. What did you learn from this story as a kid? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.